Well, if you need plans for tomorrow, we may have just the ticket. An antique hunter's paradise that draws thousands of people to one East Texas town every March is going on. The 49th annual Zonta Antique Show is at the Mod Cobb Activity Center in Longview. It features more than 50 vendors offering up antiques and vintage items. Some are also offering up handmade items. And of course, there's the popular tea room. All of the money raised goes to some local charities.
We raise money to help women and girls locally and internationally. There really is something for everybody, and it's a reminiscent of things and people.
The show continues tomorrow at Mod Cobb Event Center from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m.